Be burn upon my word, singing yo ho. I'm a provo. Every hand in jail is laying hand grenades over there, sir. I do declare, sir. Welcome back to Sika Strength and welcome back to the Sika Stand News Show, where we bring you all of the news that we think is worthwhile in weightlifting, powerlifting, S&C and all that good stuff, and sometimes combat sports. Today's news show is brought to you by the Sika Strength Snatch Masterclass, where we go over our technical model in the snatch in as minute detail as possible. Programming, variations, assistance work, mobility, how you can learn the snatch, case studies. We're going to do it all. Try and give you 25 years more of experience in weightlifting in approximately 3 to 4 hours with hopefully a Q&A at the end. Early bird price is currently gone, but you can still sign up. Email us at sikastrength@gmail.com and we will get you sorted.
Get you on the road.
Get you on the road to a better snatch.
What I see the Masterclass series, because we obviously have the Masterclass for a back squat, how I view it is it's like in the Matrix when they plug your man's brain in. It's just like...
Oh, and you learn.
Yeah.
Take me to the dojo.
Yeah.
I know Kung Fu. Show me.
Now, first up, we've got Simone Martyrosian, famed potential, maybe not actually his real age, whatever that age is anymore, with a 270 kilo rack jerk.
I just can't get over how strangely athletic this looks.
Actually, when you think about it, everything Simone has done has always been really, really fucking athletic.
Yeah, it's so good. What I really like here is speed of the dip and drive and how much that bar bends at the bottom.
He's just so confident with it.
Yeah.
This really looks submaximal, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This looks like 277, 280 kind of is there.
I've got to imagine you'd want 275. Jerking 5 reds and a collars, I'd have to imagine.
Well, the supposed story is that Klokov broke his shoulder trying to jerk 275 from the rack for the second time that day.
That was from his book, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd wonder.
I would wonder.
Not that Klokov couldn't jerk 270, but I wonder.
If any not super could do it, he could definitely do it.
Now, obviously, Simone is a super and moved up from the 109s and is probably capable. I'm going to say not capable of a 270 clean and jerk right now, maybe at some time in the future, but I think a 260 is very dangerous from him, considering we've seen him attempt as a very light super at Junior Worlds before. He cleaned 245 kilos. He was a lot younger then. And so he's obviously maturing a lot more now into the super heavyweight class. So I think we could see him push a 260 if it's a hot day. If he's coming in.
Depending on the hotness
of the day. Now, speaking of someone who's always coming in hot, we've got Lasha Talakatse with a 310 by 3 back squat and what could also be called a casual 310 by 3 back squat.
Stereotypically casual in the way where it's very, very fast, looks grand, and never really looks like it's going to be a struggle.
I'd wonder why he doesn't have a narrower grip, other than the fact that he doesn't really need to try that hard. But, like, can he not do it? Is it just super uncomfortable because he's a super? Does he not care that much? You know, I'd like to know the reason for that.
Obviously, most of the time, the wide grip is the really tight shoulders, but his shoulders can't be that tight because he can front rack a bar.
Yeah, like but even that position, that is difficult when you've got a lot of mass.
Yeah, but he's also a giant.
He is a giant. He sure is a giant.
Like, normal people's shoulders aren't that far apart.
But even as a giant, that's still very, very wide.
Yeah,
you know?
it is.
I wonder, he could have like lots of shoulder pain and elbow pain, and he's like, oh, I just one less thing to aggravate this.
You know, every time he bails a squat, he does that one side first, and that just like, it just gives me like PTSD.
Yeah, he does do that single leg bail.
Like,
yeah, it is odd.
Just looks painful.
I think Lasha is in pain. From what Anton has told me, Lasha is in a lot of pain. More than he lets on, which is actually a testament to how great an athlete he is. Now, there obviously wouldn't be the news show without the Lee Sang section of the news show, formerly known as the Artyom Antropov section of the news show. But now we're it's Lee Sang because Artyom is gone forever, probably. And we've got Lee squatting 240 for a set of 5. So remember, he's a 67 kilo lifter. Most recent weight we've seen from him is a 71 kilo body weight. And I think his best we saw was a 260. So this 240 for 5 is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Lee is getting after weights and volume at heavyweights unlike anyone I know in the world at the moment.
Now, you're like, Lee's getting after really heavy weights. And you're like, geez, that must be super fatiguing. but not so fatiguing. He can't clean and jerk 180 kilos.
What?
Yeah, so we have 180 kilo clean and jerk from Lee here. Obviously with straps, because Lee never seems to do heavy clean and jerk without straps.
Oh, that clean.
But we saw him attempting this last week or a week ago and not making it. And here he is nailing it.
For me, it's the clean I really like.
Yeah, his jerk actually really upsets me a little bit. His technique isn't very Korean, which is interesting. But he is a bit of a lone star. If you did listen to our podcast that we did on the Korean national team, from what we saw and learned, he isn't playing by the rules of the rest of the team. Which I actually think he'd be more consistent and probably lift a little bit more if he did refine that technique a little bit more. Not the clean so much. I don't think there's anything wrong with the clean. He's getting under fast. And he's
I really like the clean.
But the jerk does need some work, and it does let him down a lot.
Yeah.
But it's crazy he can attempt these weights, even with all that volume in the lifts.
All that volume every day.
Every day. Multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And his dick's getting shredded.
Mm.
Here we've got Alexei Lovchev, the only super, I think, currently who... Actually, that's not true. One of two supers, I think, who's currently active, who, if given the right circumstances, could have put it up to Lasha in terms of Lasha would have had to push for some bigger lifts. Now, we saw Alexei clean and jerk 264. He's snatched 220 from blocks. You know, him and Gore were obviously pushing for huge weights. Do I think he could have beaten them? I think Lasha would have pulled out whatever he needed to. But I think Alexei, if he hadn't gotten popped in 2017 and the whole Russian ban hadn't happened, I think, or 2015, we would have seen him.
That whole debacle.
Yeah.
That's, to be honest, in my opinion, that's what the heavyweight class, and that's what Lasha as a kind of career aspirations, that's what he needs. Mm-hmm. He needs somebody to be there with him. I think his career has the thing now of being the strongest weightlifter ever, but I think he could be so much stronger if he had someone not head for head with him, but push him a bit harder.
I think even head for head would be needed.
Yeah.
I still maintain that Lasha's last Olympics will be this one. I don't think we'll see another one. Either through choice, through popping the golden boy, which we know the IWF do at times, or he's just there, hopefully will just take his retirement. Mm-hmm. Now, here's one of our most favoritist Korean weightlifters coming from Yang. We Lift Weights is some Jeon Hak snatching 180 in the training hall from a couple weeks out from, I think this was the Asian Championships, and this is 2 kilos below the Korean national record, which he holds in 96 kilos class.
Yeah, lovely snatch. Mm-hmm. Very, very nice. The start position is something that I wish people wouldn't try and emulate.
They're rolling the bar in?
Yeah, and just hips so low. Like, I think if you watched from the barbell being 4 inches off the ground, if you looked at his technique, I think a lot of people could emulate very much what he does, but the rolling the bar in and starting with the hips super low just doesn't work for most people.
You know what's funny is what people will say is like, yeah, but when the barbell is moving, my hips are in a better place. But what that does is it adds a lot of momentum to particular joints and body parts that you don't want taking a load at those times when you're pulling. So, for example, if your hips are really low, your back will swing up if you go to the kind of correct start position, and then you're loading your back a little bit more, unless, of course, you are super fit.
Yeah.
Super sharp.
Most of us have enough going on during the snatch to have to concentrate on all that.
Yeah, but Jeon Hak obviously doesn't need to.
No.
Next up, we've got Park Hee-young, who is an 87 plus kilo lifter from Korea, and here she is clean and jerking a 165 kilos, one of the strongest females alive.
You know, one crazy thing, and to be honest, I don't see this in her technique usually, but she steps her feet back in so narrow for that jerk, dip and drive.
She sure do.
Like, her pull stance looks perfect. You'd expect her to go back to the pull stance again for the dip and drive, but she actually goes back in far, far narrower.
The length of her arms is V-short.
Yes.
You're just really noticing it here on the jerk. I know she cocks her wrist back in the overhead position to reduce that barbell height a little bit, but...
No, very, very short arms.
If you wanted someone to be good at jerking weights, these are the length of the arms you'd be drawing on them.
Yeah.
Not great for snatching and maybe not great for cleaning, but certainly great for jerking.
Yeah. I think the snatch is definitely the one that gets impacted most by very short arms.
Yes. Not always for the better. Rarely for the better.
Yeah.
Now, leaving our weightlifters behind, we've got some powerlifters. Well, Luke Stoltman is a strongman, of course, but keeping the 400 kilo or more deadlifts rolling in the new show. Here he is with a 400 kilo, what he called a spicy daddy deadlift. And then he said feeling juicy, which is a hilarious combination of words around the post where you're 400 kilos.
It's insane. For me, it's the speed of the first pull is the real insane thing. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like his second pull or his lockout is slow, but that first pull looks like somebody deadlifting 200 kilos.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense.
No. The hassle of loading 400 kilo with metal plates would be a nightmare. It would actually just turn me off deadlifting it. I'd say I'd get halfway there and be like, you know what?
Whatever about the hassle of loading it. Imagine the hassle of unloading it when you're that tired.
Imagine trying to get all your fingers in between those tiny calibrated bumpers all the way.
Bumpers or else a bar jack. Even a bar jack.
Even
though.
with a bar jack,
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Fuck that. That's not even worth
No.
it. I think halfway to your goal, at 3/4 of the way to 400 kilos, I'd just be like, this isn't worth it anymore.
Was it Travis Mash who had a 500-pound barbell just left loaded in his gym and he used to just walk past it and deadlift it? I think I'm getting that wrong.
That sounds really familiar.
Some American strength coach had 500 pounds and he used to just keep it on the barbell and every time we walk past it, he just deadlift it.
Remember Chris Duffin was doing that thing where he squatted like 800 pounds every day or something?
Crazy.
He said the amount of drugs and recovery things he had to do for that was brutal. Maybe he didn't say the drugs thing, but it's implied. Next up, we've got a very nice 420 kilo deadlifts mixed grip from Fernando Arias. We've had him on the new show before. Super clean.
So nice.
Now, of course, no hitching like Luke, but Luke is a strongman. They can hitch. And Mr. Fernando.
So nice.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about this is, right, so obviously the bar is going to bend quite a lot when you're setting up and as you're getting tight. The bar starts bending when he has one hand on it.
You're dead right. He's putting that tension, pulling the
How
whip.
strong is that supinated grip on the right hand? Nah, it's a lovely deadlift. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I'd like to know what weight class he is, and I don't think I've seen... He hasn't posted anywhere what weight he competes in. I don't think... He's definitely not the full super, the full gambit, the DEFCON 5.
Do they have a 110 class?
Isn't it like the 125 or 120? You know,
Yes.
You want that... you don't want the full DEFCON 5 BMI of death.
Yeah. I don't think you ever get back those health markers after being a super.
You can, but it's just a long
You
road.
can. Nobody does it, though.
Well, Marius Steiner did it.
I just would say Marius Steiner's in phenomenal shape.
And some of the coaches, like the Korean national team coach, is a super, and now he's a unit.
Yeah.
Next up, speaking of units, we've got Nicholas Dupreez deadlifting 400 kilos for a double. Now, Nicholas is obviously insanely strong, but his deadlift is something we don't see a whole lot of on the super heavy end of the range.
I'm just looking at this now, and I never realised this quite before. Nicholas's torso is the same length as his femur. He has a shockingly short torso.
Yes.
Did you notice that? Maybe
Yes.
it's just the angle. Maybe it's the way the belt is.
Yeah, I suppose he
Looks
does
like he has a very short torso.
he does have a quite blocky torso.
Yeah.
It will work really well, of course, for the low bar squat then in that scenario. Yeah, he's quite low with it.
And for the deadlift.
Yeah, especially if you're massive.
Nicholas, I feel like, is just constantly peaked and constantly doing incredibly impressive things.
I think he is peaking for the ABS Pro thing. I think I saw that powerlifting series. Oh, that's it there, the powerlifting series. Isn't that in abs? As we said, we probably won't go because it's really loud. And there's a lot of music and stuff, you know, those kind of things.
I'd love to go, but we'll definitely have to get ear defenders or something. And maybe like tinted glasses.
Next up, we've got Mr. Mega Gojira, Jesus Oliveira. You know what? Someone was really funny. We called him, I can't remember what we called him. Something.
Jesus Oliveira.
Jesus or something. And someone was like, it's not that hard to say his name. It's like, Jesus is probably the most common name most people in the world. The default is to call him Jesus, not Jesus. You fucking... Oh. Anyway, 400 kilos for a double. And of course, Mr. Gojira, always just demolishing it.
Oh my God.
I love how you put the bar calculator in the bottom left.
Yeah. That's
stupid.
He has a bottom position like bedrock.
Yeah. But how fast is that? That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Remember when people thought no one's going to be stronger than Mary Williams at the raw squat?
Yes.
And now it's actually stupid.
Yeah.
That's all I can describe this as.
No, this makes no sense.
There's not a lot to say about this under how...
The only question I have is why you're wearing a peaked cap indoors.
Americans love that.
Yeah.
Americans don't do the cap off indoors thing.
I do it like religiously.
I think it's yeah. There's just no manners. Americans, you've no manners. Do you know that?
Social etiquette.
No etiquette. Speaking of caps indoors, next up we've got Mr. Jeon Hak. Literally one of the strongest people alive. I'm going to say one of the strongest people ever.
Yeah.
It can't be. Who could have been stronger than mid-history? Power cleaning 147.5 kilos under the tutelage of Mr. Giraffe, Zach Talander.
Your boy, Zach. This makes no sense.
Well, to be fair, he did call it an annual reverse power curl. He said he was surprised, and we're all surprised that he could rack the barbell.
Yes, but
Yeah.
147 kilos is enough weight to rack it.
Actually, do you know what? But I think he's holding the hook grip.
Here,
So
that
easy.
is not a bad power clean.
I bet if, like, Zach had him there for, like, 2 months, once a week, he'd do, like, a really sweet 170. Maybe 6 months.
Yeah, or a 180 that's like NFL level 180.
No, I'm thinking I want to see a sharp one.
You want to see like...
A good powerlifting
Yeah.
one. Or a good weightlifter one.
Yeah.
Some dumbass said you should do a competition, casually set a world record, can't be stopped. The fair Jeon Hak replied, not even a chance, not even close. That's like, how could you be a casual powerlifter and not know?
It just makes no sense as well because there's no competition where you do a power clean.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
What do
Anyway,
you talk about? Anyway.
everyone's favourite, Mitchell the Moose Hooper, squatting 370 kilos, high bar AF. This is Gabriel St. Cyrian levels of high bar.
Yeah, this is front squat, high bar, back squat.
And
This makes... My
that's
God.
pretty handy.
I saw him commenting on Mega Gojira's video, and he was like, your squats don't even make sense to me. He's one of the strongest people in the world. And Mega Gojira still confuses him with how strong he is.
Sorry, you leaned forward too much on the way up and lost traction and dynamic motion. Essentially, you could have done it smoother and easier. Believe in yourself the whole way through. I have a video of me doing a lift off and a 20 static hold with 765. I was 189 pounds. Good times. Peeps don't realise how much endorphins, I think he means endorphins, and growth hormones are released and lets the central nervous system know to grow. As a fellow mutant, sorry now, you can't be calling
Who is
yourself some. I know you're a badass, but I'm like, holy shit moment. Are you critiquing him? Are you? What the fuck? Fellow mutant. You can't be a mutant in 189 kilos.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
No, 189 pounds.
Sorry, yeah, 189 pounds.
No.
Mitchell squatting 370 kilos is a lot more than I thought he could squat, to be honest.
Yeah, it's insanely strong.
I'd love to know, does he ever do anything but high bar squatting?
So it's so high.
You don't see a lot of squat events anymore in the World's Strongest Man.
No, you do see a lot of like implement squats where they're like with the things on their shoulders.
You don't even see that much anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
You used to see a lot more in like Bill Casimir's era.
Yes.
When they used to be squatting like Playboy bunnies and gold medallions and things.
Yeah, and barrels of lead.
Bill set the world record for the most Playboy bunnies squatted in one day. 19,000 gold medallions squatted.
One hot tub full of Playboy bunnies.
You have the world record for a bucket full of silver dollars. Mitchell, I think, could set a bucket full of silver dollar records. Now, here are some NFL Parklands you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know if these guys are NFL, but they're American football players. How do I know that? Because they're all standing around supporting each other like good, wholesome bros should.
Yeah.
Our good, wholesome bros or gals on a team should.
Yeah.
160 kilos.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's really nice. I told you. It was super nice.
Oh, I didn't. When you said there's a very nice power clean in here, I didn't believe it with that. That's very nice.
Fitz said 160 might not have made the cut necessarily, but I said they were nice enough to definitely make the cutting.
No, these are aesthetically pleasing enough to definitely make the cut.
You know what's really nice is if you're coaching him, you know you don't have to be super focused on him when the rest of the team is trying to do power cleans.
Yeah.
There's at least one of the 12 other people in the room who are like, fuck, I don't have to be like,
Yeah.
he's not going to murder himself under him.
Very nice.
Because the problem is when you get people who are so freakish, they actually hit weights that could end their career or their life in some ways, you know. So you actually have to be paying a lot of attention. And they're rogues as well, and they're like motivated and they're committed, so it's hard to
100%. If they think they can do 180 but you know it will kill them, they'll still do it.
they're devils. Now, here Here we go.
Up next.
Up in here.
Right here.
Up here, we've got Kevin Sherbert, who is a thrower. Now, think about this one for a second.
The inventor of the dib-dab.
Think about this for a second. 555 pounds to end today's 5x10 on squats. And Jesus H.
Stop it.
Jesus Christ. These are fucking ridiculous.
It's 550?
For 240 something, I think.
Nearly 250.
550 divided by 2.2 is 250. Oh, it's exactly 250.
250 kilos for 5 sets of 10 reps.
High bar, ass to the grass.
Do you know why? This is why the throwers have to go at the end of the new show.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'd put this video on at the start and then nothing else would matter.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even their sport.
5x10 though is sickening.
That's disgusting.
That's...
You could have very talented squatters training for their entire life never hit that number. Never.
Never.
But
what do you mean even hit that number?
No,
it's like 5x10.
for 5x10.
No, but who hits that?
Nobody.
Who hits that? So he's doing the putting of the shot. And I don't know if this is going to be like when we'd Ryan Krause run. We're like, I think he's pretty good. And it's like, oh, he's actually the best ever. He's
NCAA All-American?
NCAA All-American.
Hell yeah.
402 Omaha Lincoln. Must be in New Jersey or somewhere. And yeah, just incredible.
Insane.
Incredible.
I am in awe.
They start off so casual.
Yeah.
He just starts off like if this is the last set of 10, did he do ascending sets of 10? But the first rep is so easy. Like, because anything you're doing above 200 for sets of 10 is going to be fatiguing if your top set is 250.
Can we just look at something here?
No, go on.
The spotter bars are moving up and down as he adjusts the height of his squat.
Wait, is someone moving those? Oh, someone is moving
Someone
them.
has a remote control.
That's mad. I wouldn't like that now. I'd be upset if someone was moving things around me. But he's a winner.
That's insane.
Now we've got Joe the Animal Oliver doing an above the belly button power clean at 190.
Stop it, will you?
Now in Joe's defense, he did a push press after as well. So you remember BJ Stone last week?
Oh my god, that push press is lovely. The continental clean needs to come back.
Oh, they're bringing it back, but they're making it above the belly button block power clean. This is such a new thing because you just don't see people do this anymore.
No.
Strongman's getting really popular, kind of under this radar a little bit. More people are doing it.
I feel like strongman now is what powerlifting was in 2012.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Now, obviously, strongman's got to a bigger stage earlier than powerlifting, but recreationally it wasn't something...
It was not for recreational use.
It's just always going to be a smaller percentage of people are going to take up powerlifting just to the nature of the sport. It's kind of rough. It's ready. It needs lots of drugs.
It's heavier.
It hurts you a lot.
Yeah.
It's very specific for gym equipment.
I was just about to say the barrier for entry for the implements is so high.
Yeah. Not if you're doing above the belly button power cleans with 190. Now, just to finish off with throwers, we have got Christian Ke, who you'll have seen on the new show before. But I didn't know was Christian is 6'9", doing a hang power clean with 180. But what you will remember from Christian is power cleans are always perfect, and he's racking the barbells. 6'9". 6'9", Dara.
Yeah.
And he's racking 180 kilos.
Yeah. Come on now. How much must Christian weigh? Because he looks big, but he's 6'9".
Yeah, he's not like Mahusov.
If you said he was 6 foot tall, I'd be like, oh, he's 105 kilos.
Someone just goes, so he's allowed to use momentum. Yeah, that's how power cleans generally work. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's enough internet for today, Garf.
Fucking hell.
Thank you so much to everybody who watched. As always, if you have suggestions, if you have people you think, if you have certain feats of strength you think, send them to us, email them to us, comment them on the video down below. We appreciate everybody taking part in this so much. Most of the videos that are here today and here every week come from fan suggestions. If you'd like to train more, recover better, get better quality sleep, go get yourself some Sika sleep available as a one-off purchase or on subscription, sikastrength.com.